Brad Paquette here, and I have a question for you today. Have you been radicalized for Jesus? Now, radicalized, it's a word we don't always use that much. You may have heard it most commonly in association with like Islamic jihadists, right? When were they radicalized? How were they radicalized? And what we mean by that is when did they give up everything else? When did they stop caring about their families, about their jobs, about their morality? And that they gave up everything for the purpose of their jihadist cause, and that's what we mean by radicalized. And we can take the word out of that context, and I think it's an important word for Christians as well. My wife hates it when I talk about being radicalized, but here's the fact of what Jesus says. This comes from Luke 14:26. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, his wife and children, his brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. And anyone who does not carry his cross and follow me cannot be my disciple. Now, that's strong language. I mean, anyone who does not hate his family, anyone who does not hate his own life cannot be a disciple of Jesus. And that's what we're being called to. And of course, we don't actually have to hate them. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the line, what are you willing to give up for your faith? In the United States today, about 65% of people would identify as Christian. So, if you ask them, what religion are you? They'd say Christian, or if, they died, that's the kind of funeral that they would have. Among those 65%, you'd probably find varying answers, but they probably say some basic things like, Jesus is the Son of God. They might say that Jesus is, the source of salvation for their life and things like that. But that's probably where their faith stops. I mean, even if they go to church once a week, that's far from being radicalized. And that's far from what Jesus was talking about in this passage from Luke. And that passage is repeated in some of the other Gospels as well. So for our June writing contest, I have a specific challenge for you. I want to hear about what it means to be radicalized. So maybe you consider yourself radicalized and you want to tell us that story of how you came to that conclusion. Maybe there was an epiphany moment in your life when you realized that you'd give up anything. You give up anything that Jesus asked you to. I know that there was a moment in my life when I came to that conclusion. Maybe you haven't reached that. Maybe you think that this whole idea is ridiculous, that it's pulled out of context, that it's not at all what Jesus is calling us to. We want to hear about that too. We're primarily looking at the writing, and we're open to other ideas. So please share that with us. And here's the cool thing about this month's contest is you can write anything that you want. If you want to write a short story, great. If you want to write, whether that's fiction or creative nonfiction, have at it. If you want to write an essay, write an essay. If you want to share some poetry with us, share some poetry. That's fine. It can be something that you wrote brand new, or it can be something that you've written before and perhaps adapted to this theme. It's up to you. So you can find the link on the description of this video, or if you're on the podcast right now on the show notes, you can find the link to the details about our June contest. The deadline is, of course, at the end of June. By the end of the day on June 30th, we need to receive your work. And there's a change this month. So we have just launched. We're in a soft launch phase for the Kingdom Writers Guild, which is our community outlet for all the great resources that the School of Kingdom Writers is putting together. So maybe you're a writer, maybe you're just keenly interested in the media, but you're not ready to commit full time to coming to Zanesville, Ohio for our full time classes. We get that, and we still want you to be a part of our community. We also want to provide an outlet for our graduates to stay connected and to share opportunities and things like that. So that's where the Kingdom Writers Guild comes in. You can learn more about that at kingdomwritersguild.org. It's free to sign up, to submit for contests and things like that. And we also have some courses and other content that's available for paid members. So for a really small, reasonable monthly fee, you can get access to a bunch of classes and things like that that are going to help you on your journey to become a writer. So check that out. But this month, you'll have to join in order to submit for the contest. And that's how it'll be moving forward. That just helps us to keep things organized. So once again, it's completely free to join at the level to submit for contests and things like that. So there's still no fee associated with the contest. You still retain all the rights to your own work and all those good things. But check out the contest. You can go to sokw.org/contest to get all the details. As usual, we'll have some cool prizes. The winner will take home a $100 Amazon gift card, and the runner-up will be able to pick anything they want from our store. We got some cool t-shirts, coffee mugs, and things like that. So we want to know, what does radicalized mean to you? Does a word like that have a place in our Christian culture? How should we be talking about that as Christians today? How serious was Jesus when he tells us that, we need to give up everything? What does that mean for you? So I can't wait to read what you think. I'm just looking forward to hearing your thoughts. So send us that by the end of the month. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out. All right. Bye bye.